Welcome to our last build video in this season. The factory that makes our hot water heater has delays in production, like many due to COVID. So the hot water and shower box will have to wait for now. We are nevertheless not waiting for it and are going to leave for our first trip soon. Meanwhile, enjoy watching us during the last days before departure. Floor day! So we have some leftover floor from a friend and we are going to install it today. So wish us luck, and I'm very excited. Let's go, honey.
So we got the rough size right, and now it's time to use some spray glue, and after it's glued, then we get away the excess material. This is how it turned out, and Nikki is doing the finishing touches. Now it's time to put in the rest of the doors. So another mistake today. It seems that this batten here is not in a 90-degree angle with the floor, causing the keyboard to not open. So we'll have to correct the angle of the batten. Okay, so that was an easy fix. Move the battens, made a little mess, but both of the cupboards are straight now. Hi! As you know, we've been treating this before with some black in a flash. At least that was the name of the product. Yeah, it was black in a flash, only it was crappy again in a flash too. So I've been thinking about replacing these, but I'm gonna try something else first. So I'm using a heat gun. You can see I tried it a little bit over here to bring out the black of the plastic again. So I've been told, the internet told me, that this should last much longer. So let's give it a try. So in the meantime, Nikki is trying another trick we learned from the internet using Lijnolie, yes, it's line oil? Line oil with turpentine. With turpentine, yeah. So for comparison, we're first gonna do this part with the heat gun and then apply the mix of line oil and turpentine.
There's dinner in the bus.
Okay.
We've chosen cheese. Very yummy. It's very cozy. And we have our little we are making the little pizzas. Hopefully it doesn't burn.
So this is how it looks like after a week of traveling. And not to mention, we cleaned the van with the pressure cleaner, which surely didn't help, but the plastic looks better than before still. Some magnetic door locks on the inside of our cupboards. Okay, so we use two magnetic locks. I think one will not be enough and it might open during driving. Go. Simple problem, simple solution.
No solution. A lot of problems.
And we're about to put on this antique grips. This cupboard is a little bit more special. It's gonna get this little extra wing buttons. Make sure it closes well because gas is here and we might want to make it safe. Gonna close off this wall, and then be as much as we can airtight. And then through the floor there will be some extra ventilation. So if we have a gas leak somewhere here in the system, the gas can escape through the floor and won't blow us to the moon. Some changes over here. Move the accumulator to the right. Place a button in the middle in order to make a back wall and have an easier way to install shelves in this drawer. So the lesson to remind here is build your furniture outside of the van, not inside. Before closing this off, I'm gonna fill this up with sheep wool, some extra insulation, and we'll avoid having this cable shake around. Although I'm gonna use an extra zip tie, I think, to secure these cables and avoid them from rambling about when we're driving. Okay, so now the back of the cupboard looks a bit nicer. This is a table assembly. We're putting it down there in the corner. Yes. Okay, I made the holes too small. Okay. Now we need a table. Okay, so now that I have the hang of it, I'm gonna repaint this area because it didn't work out. The dent is still here. So first we're gonna use some sandpaper to remove the paint, or at least the surface of the paint that didn't work out well before. Then put on some primer, put on the right color, and then finally some clear coat. Okay, so smashed in the dent. Anyway, now it's time to remove the paint. And I'm using 240 grit sandpaper on the tool. Next we can spray some primer, especially on the white areas. And of course here where it's the bare metal. Very tight line, so we try to avoid it. Try to do it like this. So I'm gonna do this a little bit more loose, and then you won't have a distinguished line like that. Now the primer is dry, so we can roughen it up a little bit with some 1500 grit wet sandpaper. So it's better for the next coat that will go on, and it will remove any little imperfections. We will apply the right final color. So this is Fiat Tutue, Avorio Paganini or something like that. Ivory. Same stuff now. Slow. Okay, so same thing. 1500 grit sandpaper, wet. Get the coat smooth. And then we'll apply the clear coat. It doesn't look that bad. Of course there is a difference. It's always tricky to paint on a big surface like this when you do other things like pieces of doors and stuff like that, and it just doesn't look bad. So when you do this with other parts next to doors, stuff like that, then most of the time it looks better. And here I hope I've got the right stuff. Clear varnish. And now we let it dry and repeat a couple of times. And then it's done, and after a few days we can use some compound on it and some polish, and hopefully it will be shiny again. Here we have another spot that I prepared. So the hinge and this ugly dent here, I didn't do it. Sorry for the noise, neighbor is mowing his lawn. So yeah, it could probably use some body kit, or how you call it, some filler. So you could make this pretty, but hey, this is a van, not a Ferrari. So just gonna overspray this part with primer, the hinge also with some primer, and then the rest will also get a new coat of paint, so it doesn't stand out that much. Okay, so primer is done, dried. Well, same process. Roughen it up a little bit with 1500 grit sandpaper. And we're gonna spray on the right color. Same process. The first layer has been applied. Let it dry for a couple of minutes, and we'll repeat this process for about 3-4 times. Okay, final coat is on. It looks nice. And next we'll put on some clear coat so it gets shiny again. So this is the end result. It's not as shiny as it should be. I already applied some clear coat, but little follow-up video. we are at Mont Saint-Michel. You can see it in the background. Check our next videos to see more of it. But want to show you how it looks, and I'm really not that happy with it. You can see traces of the clear coat here in the evening light. You can see it very well, so this doesn't look too good. The other parts that we sprayed look much better. So here we have the back of the van. And the other side. And here we have the door, which turned out the best of all spots repainted. In the coming days I'll try to get it a bit better, but the color doesn't match completely and I can't get it to shine. Probably need some mechanical tools to do that. Maybe when we are back in Belgium I'll take another shot at it. Anyway, thanks for watching this video again, and next episodes will be about us traveling France. See you next time. Bye bye.